Now let's talk about the types of audits. We have internal audits, internal certification audit, surveillance audits, recertification audits, first, second, and third party audits. Let's talk about internal audits. A program of internal audits shall be planned. Authorities and responsibilities for planning and conducting audits, reporting results, and maintaining audit records. Audit criteria, scope, frequency, and metrics. Selection of auditors and conduct of audits to ensure objectivity and impartiality of the audit. Auditors shall not audit their own work. Non-conformities will be followed up. Now let's talk about internal certification audits. These are conducted by RCB, formal external audits. First assessment of conformity against ISO IEC 20001. And within the APMG certification scheme, the certificate issued following a successful outcome lasts for 3 years. How about surveillance audits? These are usually done at least annually. RCB will check ongoing conformity. It ensures that the representative areas of the management system are monitored on a regular basis, normally shorter than a certification audit. Non-conformant areas usually are given a grace period. Now, the surveillance audits focus on improvements, internal audits, management reviews, complaints, operational control, effectiveness of the service management system against service management objectives, areas of major change, any weaknesses identified during the previous audit. Now let's talk about recertification audits. These are done every 3 years. RCB will undertake a complete recertification audit, ensures service providers continue to fully adhere to the requirements of the standard, maintains integrity of certification. In the APMG certification scheme, the certification issued following a successful outcome lasts for 3 years. Let's look into the types of audits. The first, second, and third party audits. The first party audits are audits using the service provider's own resources or external consultants acting on their behalf, usually referred to as internal audit. The second party audits are performed by a person or organization that has an interest in the service provider, example, a customer. Third party audits are audits performed by a conformity assessment organization, usually referred to as certification body. They are independent of and have no user interest in the service provider. Now let's kind of talk about the activities and roles for an audit. We've got to plan and apply the appropriate activities required for an internal audit, surveillance audit, recertification audit. Service providers' preparation for audit would include agreeing applicability and scope with the auditor, agree dates with auditor, ensure locations and relevant staff are available, prepare logistics, rooms, service security access for the auditor, who will accompany auditor at all stages, etc. Prepare all documentation for stage 1 audit. Service providers' preparation activities include ensuring that all records are readily available for the stage 2 audit, prepare staff for the audit, participate in the audit, undertake follow-up activities, maintain conformity, including ensuring that internal audits, management reviews, and improvements take place. Consider extending scope, which can be done at a surveillance or recertification audit. Some preparation activities are by the external auditors. They initiate the audit by validating the applicability and scope, planning the locations to be visited, roles to be interviewed, and number of days. They undertake stage 1 audit and the document review. They prepare on-site audit, taking into account findings of document review as well as scope. and they undertake stage 2 audit on-site. Methods of collecting evidence during stage 2 audit are interview, observation of activities, and review of records. Further, RCB auditors will only speak to service provider staff. Note that internal auditors may also speak to customers, suppliers, and internal groups. Discuss and agree audit findings along with dates for follow-up on any non-conformities. Major non-conformities mean the audit is failed and will need to be rescheduled. Minor non-conformities will need an agreed action plan. Further preparation activities would include preparing, approving, and distributing the audit report, completing the audit and issuance of certification, and conducting audit follow-up to review non-conformity actions. Let's talk about audit evidence. In ISO IEC 20001, the main audit evidence is in the form of documents and records. Documents provide evidence of intent, records provide evidence of results achieved or activities performed. Audit evidence may be qualitative or quantitative and must be verifiable. Some audit evidence may be collected by sampling, evidence which would demonstrate conformity or non-conformity, including policies, plans, process descriptions, procedures, service level agreements, contracts, and records. Non-conformity can be classified as major and minor. A major non-conformity is a failure to fulfill one or more requirements or significant doubt about the ability of the management system to achieve its intended output, whereas a minor non-conformity list of the other non-conformities which are not major. For example, 2 documents are found with the wrong version number, but all other documents are correct. Let's talk about audit outcomes. Non-conformities are against a specific requirement in ISO IEC 20001 and must have supporting evidence. Evidence which would demonstrate conformity or non-conformity include policies, plans, process descriptions, procedures, service level agreements, contracts, and records. Conformity to the standard where there is an opportunity for improvement could be a likely observation. An observation is a recommendation but does not have to be action. Outside of the scope of the audit would include an area which is not in the scope of the standard and therefore does not need to be audited. After certification, usually certifications are valid for 3 years. Annual surveillance audits are required. Internal audits are required by Part 1. On the 3rd anniversary, a full recertification audit will be carried out. How tools can support certification. Let's start with the service management tool sets. The use of technology is not mandated in ISO/IEC 20000. Introduction of appropriate tools for service management can be used to support the service management system. Service management plan refers to use of technology in clause 3.6G. Clause 1.2, application, is not a specification for a product or tool. The technology used will not impact the applicability of the standard, but will impact the skills, tools, and data requirements. The technology and tools are not audited themselves. The data reported and the information records held on the technology and tool can be used to provide evidence for audits. Some support multiple process areas, for example, resolution and control processes. Some support data import and import facilities together with integration with other management tools. The following slides are examples taken from a live system. So in the next few slides, you're going to see a general overview of an integrated toolkit, incident management, problem management, change management, configuration management, service reporting, etc. So these are just examples, so I would not kind of talk to them. I'll just kind of flash the slide for you so that you can kind of have a look at these examples.